guys, and welcome to RC Cincy. Today we have a $20 drone from 5 and below. I think anything that's over $5 is considered what, five beyond or something like that. This is the Wakanda Forever Black Panther edition. So this is supposed to be a decent little drone, 2.4 gigahertz. It got a couple extra spare props, USB charging. It says it has a, where did it say the information at? It said it had a 500 milliamp 3.7 volt battery. Stable flying, easy control. I don't think it's altitude hold. I think it's throttle management, which I love. You just learn better to fly it. It says the control distance is 160 feet, 2.4 gigahertz, so it has decent range. You probably won't want to go that far out with it being that small. Just so some pictures there of everything. It's a black and purple theme, so I think it looks really nice. Very sharp looking little drone. So let's see what you get in the package and go from there. So let's see here. Where is the tape? Oh, it's on this. It doesn't even have tape, I don't think. I think they just glued it. Oh, yeah, it has tape up here. Sorry. There we go. Open that up. Oh, that's a decent sized little drone. Where's everything at? Guess it's all built in. Okay. So that's the box. Let's move that out of the way. So, actually, this isn't that bad. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Does it not come with a charge cable? Oh, it's all hidden right here. Thank goodness for not being non-proprietary. So in this little bag, do you get a screwdriver? Nope, no screwdriver. So let's go with the instructions first. Very basic instructions. I would imagine it's just going to tell you what button does what. Hopefully front and back of it, off and on button on the actual drone, the charging cable, the manual, shows what's in the package. This is where it lists the buttons. So let's see what we got here. We got a low and high speed. You gotta love it. You got emergency stop. That's always nice to have. Low and high speed is on the right bumper. I guess one's low speed, one's high. You got emergency stop. You got the trims. You have auto landing. That's pretty nice. Trim left and right. I don't see a flip button. So that's tuning for each side. Forward, backward, fine tuning. That one is fine tuning forward and backwards. That's all the trim buttons are on one side, a majority of them. And you get some trim buttons towards the bottom. Auto landing. I don't see any flip button. So it probably does not do any flips, which is fine. Basically, it probably has a 6G basic stabilization in it. Maybe altitude hold, not 100% sure. Didn't say anything about it. Shows you how to replace the props. Very basic. You are going to need, looks like, 3 AAA batteries, my favorite. You are going to need a screwdriver to access the controller. Usually they give you a screwdriver in this little bag. I'm surprised they did not. So let's set the manual right here. Let's look in the bag. For 20 bucks, I tell you what, this flies well. This is a good deal. So let's open this up. Looks like you get both. Please do not be the same direction. Yes, you get both directions, so whichever one goes bad, you at least have 2 props. You have a basic connection there, USB little charger. This battery connector is very common. You can actually buy batteries for it. That's amazing. And this is 500 milliamp 3.7 volt battery. This battery will fit with a lot of drones. I love these batteries. You can get like anywhere from 4 to 5 of them with a multi-charger for like 20, it used to be like 19 bucks. Now I think it's like $25. Maybe you get them on sale, especially now for the holidays. You might be able to find one for 20 bucks, maybe less if you have some kind of coupons. So that's cool. The controller is altitude hold. Yes. I mean, non-altitude hold, throttle management. So if you're going to, especially if you're going to start out with I would consider this a beginner drone, honestly. It's nice to be able to learn throttle management because you'll buy other drones, and if they're not throttle hold and you get used to throttle hold, which it springs back to middle and it holds the position for you, you will not learn throttle management and you'll have a harder time flying these drones. So that's really nice. You got that. You got your low and your high speed. These don't click in. You have throttle. You have your auto landing. You have the Your auto landing is your off switch. That's hilarious. Hold on. Is that right? So you turn it off and it auto lands? It's actually kind of smart. So if you're having difficulties and it's trying to fly away, you literally turn it off and it lands. That's why I've done that in situations. Oh no, there's a button for auto land. I thought it was off and on switch. Nope, auto landing is off button. Yeah, it's a button, and then emergency stop button, and then high speed and low speed. It may have a flip button, and it might have had an error and didn't show it. It didn't say anything about 360 flips or flips on the box. Typically, they advertise something like that, and altitude hold is advertised, so that's why they didn't have it on here, because it doesn't have it, which is fine. Like I said, 10 plus on the box. That is perfectly fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw... Oh, let's look at the drone itself. So the drone is made out of plastic. It looks like you can hit a few things and it can take a little bit of a beating there. Very basic design, but looks nice. A little purple window, purple accents on it. Black with these little white dots. Kind of give you a little accents there. The bottom's very basic, right? You have your off button right on top of the drone. I like that. What's nice about that is you can set it down, then turn it on, have it on a flat level surface. So the 3G or 6G, whatever it is in here, 6G obviously 6 axis, but is stabilized, and that way it'll fly, and it'll kind of fly kind of level and won't be so squirrely. Motors seem to be a decent size, not bad. They are gear. They have a little gear there. There is a little screw. Remember, you're going to need a small screwdriver, not only to get to the batteries, but you're also going to need a small screwdriver to get to the props. And then how do you access the battery? Looks like you even mount one of those cheap little cameras on here. Huh. And then you are going to need a screwdriver to get to the battery? No way. Yes way. I'm surprised they didn't offer that, because a lot of folks do not have little screwdrivers like that. So it's just a single screw to access the panel. Not latch system would have been much better here, but hey, whatever. It looks like you can separate the drone from the body. It looks like it is possible, I think. Probably not. Maybe, yeah, but at the top of it will be revealed, because this shell will kind of come off. So we're not going to be doing any of that. Just to let you know, smaller drones like this in heavy wind will not do well, because the wind will hit this body and it'll push the drone very easily. 3.7 volts is decent, but the minute you get heavy wind or any kind of decent wind, I would not fly above like a couple miles an hour, honestly, because this isn't a super fast drone, and you're going to fly into it, it's going to push you back, and it's just going to drift off. At that point, maybe hit the emergency land button. Hopefully, you're not above a tree or above a vehicle or someone's house. Hopefully, you're flying it somewhere where we have space. I know I fly in the backyard and I fly in the front, so I not much room to talk, but that's just because I feel comfortable enough to. You know, I'm not the best drone pilot, but I've flown drones for quite a while now. So what we'll do is we'll get a small screwdriver, we'll get some batteries, we'll get this charged up, and then we'll come right back, make sure everything works. It is dark outside already because it gets dark early, so we may not be able to do the outdoor flight today. Honestly, I really don't want to fly this inside. I mean, it's not a big drone. Maybe. We'll see, but at least we'll get it charged up, get the batteries in, make sure everything works, just see what kind of power it's got, how it does. If it just at least hovers really well, and it's not all over the place, that makes a big difference for a beginner. So we'll check all that out. So we'll come right back once we charge the battery, grab some batteries and a screwdriver. Keep that in mind. You are going to need a small tip screwdriver to add batteries, and also once you get done charging this, to install the battery, you're going to need that as well. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. We technically just threw this on the charger for a little bit. Typically, you definitely want to charge this. So the light comes on when it's charging. I do believe the light will go off when it's done. This little charger, by the way, is outputting 600 milliamps. This is a 500 milliamp battery. So in theory, it should take less than an hour. That's if you were to take it all the way down and say this is 600. If you were to take it all the way down to 0, it would take an hour. So still having a little bit of charge on it, you shouldn't drain it all the way. They'll typically be flashing lights or want to land on its own when the battery is dying. Hopefully there's some lights on here that will flash at least and indicate, or it'll land on its own when the battery's low, I would imagine. Definitely have a look at this, but a lot of them will either have flashing lights, a beeping sound, or the transmitter will start flashing, or it'll just land on its own, or you'll feel the power reduction, right? So Typically, when they manufacture these batteries, they charge them at least about 50% or so. I charge it for a few more minutes, so I would say it's almost full. I am going to fully charge it when I do the outdoor test. Honestly, I'm just going to make sure it works, see if it can hold a hover. I'm not going to fly around too much because it's in the house. It's getting late. I have to go to work early tomorrow, so I'm not going to do too much testing tonight. I want to fly this around a little bit, even hit it against stuff, just see how the body holds up. Seems to be like this plastic will take a beating. So, by the way, so kind of impressed with the charger there. So being 600, this being a 500, and it shouldn't take as long. I say maybe 35 to 40 minutes tops, 30 minutes typically, probably, almost. Depending on how much you drain this, you should not drain it all the way. If it seems like it doesn't have power, lights flashing or beeping, whatever the indication is, which we'll find out once we plug it in, then you do definitely want to land it, let the battery rest a few minutes, and then you can throw it back on the charger, fly again, or you can just buy more of these batteries, which, if this drone's worth it, it's not a bad idea to do. Considering the batteries aren't cost as much as the drone, that's kind of funny. It's a good price, if it's a good one, of course. So what we'll do is, yes, this is my trusty Harbor Freight 999 electric screwdriver. I absolutely love this thing. We do have a Mac Tools, a little bit more powerful one that can do more like something more heavier duty. The screws are a little harder to turn. For precision stuff and small screws, this works just fine. The 100 RPMs, it turns it just fine. It'll tighten it just nice and snug. So we do have the 3 AAA batteries, brand new. I recommend alkaline batteries. Don't be afraid about alkaline. They'll last longer, better quality. And I'm constantly moving from product to product. Actually lasts a little while. I do have a battery tester as well. So you test your batteries. I remember those Duracell, they had little testers on the side. Those were kind of cool. So first, I guess we'll take this screw out and remove this cover. Oh, there's the screw still in there a little bit. Hopefully it's a captive one. Let's see. And no, it's not. Dang it. Honestly, let's see how good this latch is. Yeah, you might be able to get by with the latch. Let me pull this out a little bit, make it a little stiffer. You might be able to just buy with the latch. You're going to need a 3 AA battery, AAA, I apologize. My favorite batteries. No, that's me a sarcasm. I hate AAAs. Pop these in. Put the panel on. Push that all the way out. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I'd feel comfortable enough that would hold it. I'll keep this screw in the bag just in case I need it. Then we'll go ahead and move on to the drone. Wow, I need even a smaller tip than that. Jeez, oh, piece that small. So you are going to need a screwdriver. This has like a 9 or 10 piece. Or no, more than that, obviously. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, like an 18 piece, whatever. That's that. But yeah, let's pop this one back in its place. It does. I think it goes by size. I'm not 100% sure. I'm blind as a bat. So this one should be small enough. Whoops. To access the drone. I do believe that's how you access the panel. Yeah, this is the one that would hold it. And watch this one not be captive either. Because that would kind of suck if it's not captive, because if you lose this one, like, how are you going to hold the panel? Is the panel going to lock in, snap in? What the? You gotta take the screw all the way out because it's long. Oh, it's a long boy. Yep, it's a long boy. So let's set that there. Push the panel. The panel is captive. See that? So why would you need that if you could just lock that in like that? Like, yeah, like, why would you? See? That would lock in. That's not going to come out. I'm not putting that screw back in. Keep it in the bag, though, just in case if it starts flapping on, you're getting looser. There's the connector you're going to need to be connecting. So I would connect it first, then put the battery in. Put the battery all the way flat. Try to lay the connector flat on top, however you can fit it. Try to keep the battery centered if possible. Take the door latch system. Make sure everything clears. There should be enough room for it, I'd imagine. Boom. And it fit. Now, when you turn this on, it's going to be very important. Make sure that transmitter works. It has noise, so it's probably going to beep when the battery's low. Up, down, that's how you bind. So let's turn that off. Perfect. These buttons work. All these buttons work. So remember, this top left one, emergency stop, one below it, emergency landing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is trim, power button. One of these is throttle high, throttle low, or they cycle. Not sure, we'll figure it out. Maybe one of them is a flip button and they made a mistake marking it. That would be awesome, right? So remember, you're gonna need a very fine, small screwdriver. I highly recommend this for $10. You can't beat that with a stick. I think it's very convenient. So let's, we'll put it on the box, right? Keep the props. You know what? Let's go ahead and put these little tiny screws that you're gonna lose. Go ahead and throw them in that bag that came with it. The props, everything, your charger. It's just nice to keep everything in one place. That way, you know, you happen to walk outside or something and you drop it, at least it's all in a bag instead of just parts going everywhere. So it's a good idea just to keep the charger and everything in this little bag. It's not a bad keep when you're done with it, keep it in the box too. It keeps the value of the RC or whatever, you know, in case you ever want to give it, donate it, give it to someone or donate it or sell it, whatever. It's just nice to have that stuff. So there you go, keep it in that little bag, set it off to the side. The instructions, let's go ahead and set this box. It's not going to be perfectly level, we'll get it close. So if this is like that and you bind it like, if you calibrate it like that, that's the way it's going to fly. Now, a lot of controllers, most calibrations will both be right to the left in an angle 45 degree, in or to the right. Those are the 3 positions, most common ones. Some will have you do something else weird, but for that's the most common. So I'm going to try to get this as level as possible for you guys. And then I'm going to look at the camera and I may back it up a little bit. That way, yeah, the battery indication. So let me back it up a little bit. Did it just freeze on me as well? No, hopefully it didn't. Sorry, I have to disconnect it for a minute to get rid of the battery indication. It's still recording, thank goodness. Let's go ahead and put that there. So I want enough to where when it takes off, you'll actually be able to see it. Yeah, let's go with that. So what you're gonna wanna do is turn on your transmitter first. Leave it on seeking. See how that's seeking? Flashing means it's looking. You're gonna wanna turn on your drone next. I see a light. Is there a light underneath? No. See a light on the top. Does it have little rubber feet? Yes, it does. That's a nice touch. See how it's not sliding or moving? See how it's rapidly doing that? Then I'm gonna go up, down. See how the light went solid? See how the light in the drone went solid? Let's test for props. Whoa! Peppy little motors, light frame, 500 milliamp battery. You may have something. So, let's take off. Oh my goodness. That is not that bad. I could easily trim that out. 2 beats. Both buttons control. That is surprisingly very balanced. And I just did it on the box on the couch, by the way. So, when I would hit this one, 3 beeps. So it has 3 speeds. It has 3 speeds. That is insane. It has a low, high, medium. So both of them you can see will do that. 1, 2, 3. So it has 3 speeds. Both of these do the same thing. Your emergency stop will just stop the props. If you wreck upside down and still wanting to spin, hit that. Don't let these get tangled up in anything or caught on something. You can strip and you can burn these little motors out. They are brushed, by the way, so they'll run forever. And then your emergency landing, we'll see if that works. The dog's like, what the heck's going on? He is in his little teepee. I won't be flying this too much more because I don't want to upset him. Plus, it honestly deserves a full charge. And an outdoor flight with no wind, or maybe go to maybe move some stuff, make some more room, and have her shoot it so she can actually follow it. But I could tell you from right now, let's go to 3. Let's see how fast it can take off. Ready? She's got a little pep to her. Yaw. Let's see what yaw is. Here we go, yaw. Let's go to the feeling of the suction power. Yeah, it is much more responsive. Now it needs a little trim forward. No big deal. Got plenty of, oh wow, it can be peppy. Holy smokes. Let's get it back to one. One is very docile. See how docile it is in one? See how it's not all crazy? Look at that. See how it's not crazy? That's actually landed on the box on the left. Don't feel comfortable, don't let it go yet. But when I took off, I could tell it's a little calibrated back. That's why these trim buttons are for. Look at the manual, because it'll be like, this one will be like right trim, left trim, forward trim. I'm just guessing. But those are all going to be trim buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's all 6 axis. So that's a very nice trim function. Sometimes it's forward, backward, left, and right. It's just nice to have all the axis. Let's give it throttle and emergency stop. Then I hit it. Let's try again. Let's take off a little bit and then hit the top one. Should be emergency stop. Okay, you gotta hold it. See, I just dropped out of the sky. You have to hold it. Now it's flashing like it wrecked. Give it throttle. Back down. So once it stops, you cut it off. You have your throttle up, it won't rebind. Put it all the way back down. The light will go solid again. I'll go solid on the board as well. Nice. Let's see if I could calibrate it. Both to the left. That's not it. Both to the right. Both inside. There you go. Calibrated. That is a function. I don't know if it's in the manual. Both towards each other will calibrate it. When you calibrate it, you better make sure it's on flat, level surface when you calibrate it. Don't have it like this, tilted or whatever, because that's going to affect the way it flies. If it's flying really wonky or you had a gnarly wreck, always calibrate it. These are more pointers. The actual test flight is going to be the next one. Let's try auto landing. Yep, it works. So everything, and see how the light's flashing? See how my throttle is still on medium or so? Should have never landed. Auto land did it. Watch my throttle goes back down to 0. The light goes solid again, ready to fly again on the aircraft. So it has a nice 6-axis gyro stabilization. You're able to trim it. You're able to calibrate it. You have 3 speeds. Would a flip been nice? Yeah. Could I get it to flip? Maybe. When you get it high enough and you just cut the throttle, it'll tend to tumble, and you just gun the throttle all the way, and then it'll catch itself before it hits the ground. You want to be up there a little bit. You don't want to be too far where you lose it either. You don't want it to be windy. Wind will affect its performance and its flight time, and it will blow away because of the way the body's designed. I wouldn't be in heavy wind. In rate 3, it's got some pep. So if it's a maybe 1, 2, 3 mile per hour wind, you may be okay, depending on your experience level and what you feel comfortable in. This size drone, you have a decent sized living room, you can definitely fly it there. If it's this plastic's gonna hit your TV, it may scratch it. So don't hit TVs, don't knock over a vase or something, because if it wrecks into it, it can knock something over, okay? It's very light, so that's gonna help out with flight time. It does not have flight time on the box. It just tells me one thing. True replacement props, Talon. Doesn't say anything about flips. No false advertising. Finally, someone being honest on the box. I could appreciate that. 160-foot distance, easily 2.4. Stable flying, easy control. 100% agree with that. 500 milliamp battery, non-proprietary. Love it. Love it. This is what a $20 drone should be. Is the flips a bonus? Yes. Am I bummed? And again, not the biggest deal in the world. If you're just sitting there just flipping, I'd rather rip this around and zip around the house with it and get good with it. This would be fun. Is this worth $20? Hands down, absolutely. The controller isn't bad. The throttle, very responsive. You can actually trim it. You can calibrate it. It will, I guarantee, take a beating. Hold on. Went right off. This thing will take a beating. Punishment. Can it break? Possibly. I mean, you gotta really try. I don't know how this would break. You can probably drop out of the sky and hit the ground. It probably wouldn't break. Especially over grass. nothing would happen. Maybe over concrete, a blade will break or something like that. It's cool because these will actually protect the blades. I don't know what case you would break this blade. Like, you would have to land this way a weird way and hit something, and the blade would be spinning and then break. Are they brittle? No, they got flex to them too. Like, you'd have to wreck really, really gnarly to break it. Don't lose the screws. I don't know the length of the screw. It'd be nice if the screw, one of these that you don't need, in case you lose those, would work, possibly. I don't know. They should have. I wish they would have gave us a couple extra screws for the props. Usually when you get 2 props, you usually get like 2 screws, or for 2 props or 4 blades, you get 4 screws sometimes. But that's extra. That's, man, it costs. Yes, that little stuff, when you're making thousands of units, it adds up, especially when you're selling them for dirt cheap price like that. I think it was 20. She said 25, but I think it was 20 because it said 20 bucks by it, and they had a bunch of these. This is at 5 and below, by the way. I don't know if they're at any other retailer. Let's see the latch. I threw it that hard, and look, the latch did not open. Opened it myself. So you don't need the screw in there. Same thing with the controller. It's not going to pop open. I'd rather this, when it hits the ground, the force, pop it open and the batteries fly out, than it break or something, right? Boom. Ring just went up, back down. That mostly resets it. Like I said, if it acts really wonky and you can't have enough trim to trim it out, just go ahead and land it and recalibrate it. This is going to have a crazy flight time. I can tell you right now. This is extremely lightweight. I want to almost get out my scale. Like, when I grabbed this box, I was like, is there something in it? Because it was so light. I mean, I can't emphasize that. Like, this weighs, like, not even with the battery in it, it just weighs nothing. And that's going to add to its performance, speed. These are, if I had my calipers, looking at these are at least 7mm or 8mm motors. So they're going to have plenty of power. They do have a little bit of up gearing. See that? The small thing to a big one, or up gearing or whatever. It's going to help get the blades up to speed. It's supposed to look like one of the aircrafts in the movie, I think. It does look like kind of like a hovercraft. Cool, futuristic kind of, what do you call it? Vehicle, flying vehicle or whatever. Hovercraft, I don't know, spaceship, whatever you want to call it. I like the lines in it. I think this has plenty of pitch. The yaw will, like, when you have it in first rate, the yaw will be kind of slow like this. Second rate will be a little bit faster. Third rate will be even faster. So if you feel like you're not getting enough yaw or turn or pitch or roll, go on a faster rate. Start out with 1, work your way up. Just take your time. You know, just let the battery chill a couple minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, and then plug it back up and charge it. This charger having so much output, it should charge it pretty quickly. I would honestly, so when I said earlier, is it worth it to buy batteries for it? Absolutely. If it's going to perform like this and you're going to have fun with it and you enjoy it, that's what matters. If you could spend, maybe get them on sale for 15, 16 bucks and get like 4 or 5 500s with the multi-charger, you're in it to win. That means you're getting like an hour of flight just ripping around the house. I'm impressed. For 20 bucks, it's hard these days. When an Inductrix, those little mini Inductrix like the eSheen and the Fury Bee and all those were hot, I think you can get a, you know, one for like 15, 16 bucks, 17 bucks, something like that. I had the green ones. I think one of the first videos on my channel was a blade, not a blade, but a little eSheen Inductrix green one. Then I had other JJRC ones, Fury Bee. I've had tons, 6 blades, 4 blade, Inductrix, you know, all those, right? Inductrix is when you have like the thing around it and it creates like the airflow through it. Yeah, it just, that's a design. It's supposed to be a design. Of course, I know they're cloned, but yeah, impressive stuff. So this being 20 and getting a big 500 milliamp proprietary, non-proprietary battery, definitely a bonus. The flip thing may bother some folks. I know the little ones, you hit the button and it would flip and you could choose the direction. I don't think it, no, it did, because it doesn't have a flip button. It can't flip. It's not in the system. It's not probably programmed in it, which is fine. Because this thing's a little, it seemed like this thing would be a ripper outside. I'm going to rip this thing, see how fast it is. I'm curious in rate 3 how quickly it could boogie, right? So 20 bucks, guys. I'm sure those went up. I'm almost positive. You know, I've seen little tiny drones at like Meyer or Target or whatever for like $30 for a little one. That's not even that great. It may be altitude hold or whatever, but I feel like those don't really teach you to fly. Altitude hold will hold a thing for you. You'll never learn throttle management and you'll never learn how to fly. Did I turn this off? Did it turn itself off? and then you just hit it. Oh, press and hold. Let go. Press for like a second. And then let go. Yep. Press. Let go. Off. There's a little light. If you look down in there's a little red light. That's how you know if it's off or on. There is no other lights. That's how they save cost and money. Off and on switch. Controller is perfectly fine. One of the most acceptable ones. Yes, it's small if you have big hands, but these are geared towards kids, right? Adult can have fun and fly with it. So that's it, guys, for the unboxing and kind of overview of the product. Stay tuned. I will be doing like a quick flight. I will be ripping it outside, just a rip. Just seeing how it performs, how it does. Would I modify this? No, you may be able to get a 600 in there, like just a little bit fatter, a little longer. Let me see if there's any play. No, not really, because you need room for the wire. 500 is max, and I guarantee. I'm surprised they didn't put a flight time, because I guarantee it's got a good one. I'm surprised they did not do that. Let's see. Specifications, it tells you all that. I'll say playtime, 6 minutes. It's not bad. You probably get more. Not bad at all. Batch run, made in China. What else? 2.4 gigahertz, 500 milliamps. It's giving a little bit of spec here. To avoid battery leakage warnings. It is a... not for children suitable under 10 years old. Yeah, that's all the information. So, nothing crazy, but it does say 6 minutes. I guarantee you're getting 6 minutes. A solid 6 minutes. You should be able to, because it's so lightweight. It's a 500 milliamp. Typically, those little inductors and stuff like that would have like a 220, 230. So, and they're lightweight, and this is lightweight. So, yeah, it weighs more, obviously, than inductrix, but you'd be surprised. I will figure out the flight time for you guys. 6 minutes. I would go with at least 6 minutes. Figure out the flight time, rip it around, give you final thoughts on it. And that's going to do it for this one. This video is long enough. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Oh, yeah, my brother-in-law and his wife actually went and saw this movie. They really liked it. So that's awesome. I haven't got a chance to see it yet. I do love a lot of Marvel movies. So I may have to check that out. I'm sure that's in theaters right now. So if you enjoy Marvel movies, go check that out. There's the instructions. It's on the ground. Sorry. I want to grab this real quick before I forget. So yeah, nothing else crazy in here. Yeah, it just shows, you know, what button does what. Operation method. That's funny, y'all. Backward, forward, auto landing, fine tuning, speed settings, emergency stop. It has all that. So, like I said, the only thing I think it's missing is the flip button, which isn't. It's some people would want to have that. Charge time, it says 90 minutes. No way. Control distance within 230 feet. I don't think it's going to take 90 minutes. That would make no sense, because that pushes 600 milliamps per hour. If it's 500, it's going to be less than, because you're not going to drain all the way to zero. So it's going to be less than an hour. I would say probably 40 minutes, 50 minutes. I'll charge it all the way and see once I actually fly it. I'll let you guys know as well. So yeah. Status indication. Yeah, that's a very dim light under there, but it still works. Everything just works. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Just wish we would have had the good old flip button. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I truly appreciate it. I will be doing an announcement giveaway. I know I've been it's been crazy, but I want to do it because my wife is getting some videos together and is going to be launching quite a few videos on her channel. So once those videos get uploaded, I will be doing a giveaway, because she's been 100% a supporter of this channel from day one, has sponsored giveaways on this channel, has bought products for the channel, been 100% backing on this channel. So I want to do the same for her. She does all kinds of cool stuff on there. There'll be more information about that once everything is together, and I'll be letting you guys know in a video. This is not the announcement video for the giveaway. There will be coming soon. I know I said it last time, but it's just been crazy now that we actually figured out how we're going to do it. Just stay tuned for that announcement, and that's going to do it. Stay tuned for the upcoming flight video, rip video, and that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Peace, guys. If I can hit the button. Won't let me.